So let's start from the beginning here. This one is the original, I believe, the 2.9 million follower one, but she does have a whole bunch of ones, and a lot of people have, fake accounts, this, that, the other. Yeah, of course, she's got two accounts on YouTube that I know about. I don't know if they're hers. I don't know if they're just like people trying to be her. I don't know. I don't care. I do know, however, that one of those YouTube channels have is making approximately, what was it? I think $22,000 a month. So if it's not her making that money, well, you know what? Whoever it is making that money. So my guess is it is hers. But there are two YouTube channels. I don't know if they're both hers. I'm guessing the main one is hers. Whatever. The point is, I'm going to talk about what she talks about. So some of her topics are about feminism, sure. Some of her other topics, I'm going to stick to the ones that I have something to say about. Because if she can just talk about what she wants to say and dismantle feminism in her own misogynistic way, then I'm going to do what she does to other people and the feminist movement. So that one's not even that. Let's go with this one here.
Men don't know how to be men anymore. I have been hearing this from a lot of women lately, and I can't help but find the entire situation to be not just amusing, but rather ironic. So tell me, ladies, what exactly makes you qualified to tell a man what they need to do to be a man? What makes you the subject matter experts in what constitutes a man? Yet there are a great many of you out there that cannot come close to putting into words or articulating what actually constitutes a woman. How can someone be an expert on what one gender is, yet be so confused on the other? Because I would like to point out that if there were men out there, as I'm sure there are, that are telling women that they're not acting like real women anymore, a great many of you would be highly offended. Because how could a man know what it's really like to be a woman? Yet there are some of you out there that will still tell men how to act like real men. Men don't know how to be men anymore.
Okay, so according to Lady J in this video, women don't know what men are, and women don't know what women are either. Okay, that's very wrong. Of course, women know what women are, and of course, women know what men have become, are, and are not good at, which is being men. Men have not been good men for a very long time, and the Drew Taters of the world and the Lady J's of the world have made men continue to be awful, pervert, horrid, predatory men against women. But according to Lady J, women don't know what a man is, and women don't know what a woman is. Women don't know what women is. So this is the problem with Lady J's content. She is the biggest, let's call it, the biggest type of, if you want to see what a pick me is, this is who she is. She wants to be picked by men. She wants to be adored by men. She wants to make money off of men. She wants men to worship her. Look at the comment section right here. It's on the screen. Great lady, well spoken. Love you, lady. I just found out that real men aren't allowed to have cream and sugar in their coffee. We're only allowed to drink in black. Well, good for you, David. You finally found something good. Here's the thing about feminism and misandry, okay? Remember this whole fiasco started when this past weekend, she blocked me because I said I'm a misandrist, and she was like, oh, how adorable, blah, blah, blah. Go back to part one. So apparently she has a problem with misandrists. So we're going to talk about that because feminism is about equality. Misandry recognizes that women are better than men. Women are smarter than men, according to Harvard, which I also spoke about in one of my episodes last couple weeks ago. Okay. Women are better than men. Women are smarter than men. Women are better leaders than men. Women are better emotionally intelligent, are emotionally intelligent, which men don't even know what that means. Okay, so this is about she's anti-feminist, fine. She can be anti-misandry, fine. But I'm here to tell you the difference between feminism and misandry. And if you're a feminist, do your thing. But when I tell you that I am a misandrist, and when people say that misandry is not real, this and that and the other, well, let me tell you something. Misogyny created misandry. Okay? The hate of women that men feel and have felt for centuries has created the counter defense of misandry towards misogyny. So if you're a feminist and you still cannot say the words all men, okay, I remember being there one day. I remember being there going, thinking to myself, well, it just can't be all men. It just can't be all men. It just can't be all men. And I would say that to myself because every time I would say all men, people would be like, oh, but that's a horrid idea. How dare you? Well, today, let me tell you, I am a misandrist and it is all men until it's no men, which means until the majority of men open their mouths and says, women deserve equality. That's until we're waiting for the shift. Okay. As a misandrist, I will call out all men as the same because that is the majority that they are. If you are a man and you are too scared to stand up for women online and in person because you don't want to get attacked by the majority of patriarchy, misogyny men, then you are no better. You are no better because you don't stand up for women as a man. You are just the same. If you don't stand up for women as a man, you are just as bad, part of the problem, as a woman-hating man misogynist. It's the same thing. Extreme problems require extreme measures and extreme solutions. So being a feminist is great, but it's also very neutral. Now you got the people that are saying, let's really truly make a difference. Let's truly make a change. Let's not just say, hey, men are blah, blah, blah. There's these type of men, and there's these type of men, there's these type of men. Because let me tell you, it's way more efficient to say the majority of men are blah, blah, blah. The majority of men are misogynist. The majority of men are patriarchal. The majority of men hate women. The majority of men are perverts. The majority of men are predators. That is the easiest, quickest go-to place to be. And the short version of all that I just said is all men. But if you want to go around and say, well, the majority of men are bah, 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 go on ahead. Do what you want. But when I say to you, I am a misandrist and it's all men until no men, it's about the majority of men standing up, turning around the little twisted heads and becoming real men, good men, men. Because today, the majority of men are trash. Let's move on to the next video, just in case. Ugh, I kind of almost want to address this nutbag over here since I didn't address him last time because he apparently believes that women are not human beings. This guy right here, whoever he is. I didn't address it last time. I'm gonna go ahead and address it. From what I remember, I think that Lady J might have actually defended women in this video. So let's see. See, my beef is not all of the things that she says, because I really don't care about her views on, other issues. My thing is, if Lady J would use her, powers for the pro women movement, pro feminist movement, women movement, then fine. Okay. And if she sprinkles it in every once in a while, that's not enough. See, the majority of her video, if you look at the screen, is all everything that women has said that she disagrees with. Woman, all over here, women. Then, then every once in a while she disagrees with one guy. That's not pro-woman. She's okay, whatever. I just want to hear what this nutbag has to say. Prepare yourselves.
The reason you can't view women as human beings is because you think human beings are like men. As a man, you think they're equal.
No, dearie. We are equal. However, there are some out there that like to display that they're not quite up to the same level in the intelligence department.
You think they think like you. You think they see reality how you see reality. And so you have to stop thinking about that as human beings.
Kind of makes a person wonder, what is the next step if you don't think of women as human beings?
When you treat them from a male perspective, they fucking hate you.
As they say, who hurt this guy?
You have to treat them like an entirely different species, like an alien, emotion-based, illogical, don't want facts. 1 + 1 is 49. That is how they perceive reality.
Well, the truth of the matter
I can't with that guy. He's obviously Drew Tater wannabe. And when I say Drew Tater, you know who I'm talking about, because I can't even say Drew Tater's real name or whatever fake character name he is, because he's banned off TikTok. He's banned off Meta or Instagram or something. He lost a lawsuit against Instagram that can't even, from what I understand, I could be wrong, that happens. I'm wrong a lot. It's fine. It happens. But yeah, I can't even say his name, like Drew Tater, but this guy, whatever his name is, I can't even listen to him. Plus because of his stupid words, he's just going to flag my stuff. Like TikTok's going to say, oh, you can't say that F word. You can't say the H word, the H8 word. You can't say this. You can't say that. That guy is so useless, obviously married to his hand. There is nothing to talk about here with him. I'm just glad that Lady J was able to be like, who hurt this guy? Obviously that's true. Again, like I said, if Lady J would take the majority of her influence, her power, whatever you want to call it, and be for women, pro women, the majority of the time, then I would have absolutely no issue, because that's fine. But if you're going to take the majority of your energy and hate on women, that's not fine. Okay, we're talking about the majority here. We're not talking about 75% plus here. I'm not talking about 1%. I'm not talking about 74%. I'm not getting into little, tit for tat BS. Okay, we don't have time for that. There is urgency here about the way women are being used and abused, and it needs to stop. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm not going to go through all of them. I don't even remember what half of these say. I forget.
I asked a very controversial question recently, and that question was, what is a woman? Now, one answer really didn't surprise me. In fact, I was expecting it. And that answer was, a woman is any person that feels like a woman. And there are a lot of individuals out there that will agree with
that video. Doesn't even show what her opinion is on that. She just talks about it. She doesn't explain it. She does that a lot. She doesn't explain a lot of things. She just is controversial on purpose.
Sometimes men will say, I just want to be appreciated, but what they really mean is,
well, thank goodness we have a woman around to tell us what men really mean when they say things.
I want to be rewarded with your body, because they feel entitled to your body.
Really? Is that what men really mean when they say they want to be appreciated? because it couldn't possibly occur to some women that men actually want the following.
Not because they want to be seen, loved, heard, acknowledged, but because they want to be rewarded to the thing that they are entitled to, your body.
Maybe, just maybe, some of these women should start dating a better class of man, because it all sounds like they're dating the same type, the ones that they're complaining about, because good men don't feel entitled to another person's body.
It is not your job as a woman to make household chores more fun for men or to incentivize them to do the things he's supposed to be doing.
Indeed. However, words like thank you go a long way.
Who is incentivizing you? Who is writing your chore chart? A man will say, I am a visual creature. That's why I was staring at her butt. And then he'll say, I didn't notice the dishes needed to be done. You should have told me.
I'm absolutely convinced that some of these women are getting all of their men from the same place, the bottom of the barrel.
Sometimes men will say, I just want to be appreciated. But what they really mean is,
Well, thank goodness we have a woman around to tell us what men really mean when they say things.
I want to be rewarded with your body. Because they feel
She's right. This woman on the video, not Lady J, but the other woman, where it says there, because they feel entitled to your body. She is correct. The majority of men feel entitled to women's bodies. And like I said, I'm talking about 75% plus men. Okay. And that's a very, very generous number. I could say 99%, but I'm not gonna. Okay. 75% of men feel entitled to women's bodies. 75% of men feel entitled, period, about everything. 75% of men have been privileged and entitled. And 75% of straight white men are the most entitled and privileged group in existence. There is no other group more privileged, more entitled than the straight white man. And if you don't know that yet, you need to learn, because those are the biggest red flags. The moment somebody says to you, I'm a straight white man, or the moment you realize that about him, you better start watching your little eyes and your big ears, because he is the most entitled, privileged of all the groups. And if you don't believe me, look at who the president is. Look at what it's doing to this country. Look at who's in charge of things. Look at who are the CEOs of Starbucks. Mr. whatever his name is, straight white man. I mean, he might not be straight. I don't know. But I know he's white and I know he's a man. I don't know if he's white, but he's definitely a man. Because I don't know. I mean, there's so many mixed races around, which is fine. It's great. Wonderful. I love it. I love mixed races. It's great. It's the best thing ever, but he probably, the Starbucks CEO currently, probably identifies as a straight white male. Now, I do know it's a man, and I do know that he made, $31 million in 2025 just for being the CEO of Starbucks. Why can't that role be given to a woman? Why can't the CEO of Starbucks be a woman? This is what is wrong with the world. Women are seen as not human, second-class citizens, the supporters, the person of a man. Yes, 75% of men feel entitled to a woman's body, women's bodies. In fact, they are so entitled that 62 million hits on the motherless app of 1000 Telegram, ZZZ, blah, blah, blah. Were trying to look to see how they were able to, grape their own wives while they were rugged and whatnot. Okay, but you're going to forget that part, right? You're just going to forget about that. In fact, you probably don't even believe that even it is a thing. It's probably just something that the internet made up. The internet just popped it right out and just said this, that, the other. Meanwhile, the Pelico case is real, and brought this out. Thank goodness for that woman. That woman suffered so much. And thanks to her, women today are being liberated from the invisible chains and real chains of the patriarchy. But people like Lady J somehow think that men are either equal to women or better than women. That's the way she presents herself. She presents herself as believing that men are either equal to women or men are better than women. And that is not true. The truth is, according to Harvard, women are smarter than men, therefore women are better. But men are so not happy about that and so threatened by that, they've been oppressing women this whole time and throwing them in the kitchen, throwing them, in the home, keeping them in the home and things like that. Because, see, men think that women are going to go into leadership and treat men the way women have treated. That's not the majority. That's just misandrous like me. I'm an extreme. Okay? I'm an extremist in that sense, of course. Because the majority of women, 75% plus of women, believe in the leadership of, women and things. They believe in equality. They want to treat men equally and want women to be treated equally. That's the majority of women. I'm an extreme side of things. I'm not in your 75%. Because the 75% of feminism and the 75% of women that believe in equality and things like that are doing great work. But let me tell you something. It's going to be slower progress if you stay in the 75% of feminism and not enter the 25% or 1% of extreme misandry. Whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the percentage of misandry is. Could be 1% of women, could be 25% for all I know. Some of them are misandrous. They just don't express it the way I do. I'm public about everything as much as I can be, transparent, because I ain't got no shame in my game. I am shameless. And that's just how I roll. Don't like it? Get the fuck off my shit.
Entitled to your body.
Really? Is that what men really mean when they say they want to be appreciated? Because it couldn't possibly occur to some women that men actually want the following.
Not because they want to be seen, loved, heard, acknowledged, but because they want to be...
Men don't care. The 75% of men, the majority of men do not care about being seen, loved, heard. That's a woman thing. You got to understand, men and women are complete opposites. That's why women are from Venus and men are from Mars. Okay? Men and women do not think the same. And they're complete opposites if you really analyze it. Men want sex. Women want peace, to be left alone. Men want a woman to make them a sandwich. Women want to be appreciated, loved, heard, being treated as equals. The majority. Again, let's go back to the root of this. When I say all men, I'm talking about 75%. But I'm not going to sit here and go, 75% of men, ba, 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 ba. I'm going to say all men, because the other 25% that are good men, but are not sticking up for women publicly and online and in person are just as bad and part of the problem because they're too scared to go against the patriarchy. And that is one of the problems. Please wake up.
Rewarded to the thing that they are entitled to, your body.
Maybe, just maybe, some of these women should start dating a better class of man, because it all sounds like they're dating the same type.
So really, her solution is to date a better class of men. Excuse me, Lady J, but are you talking about the shitty ass 75% of men that are crap? That's where the bottom of the barrel is. 75% of men. And that's being generous. That's me being generous. I'm going to say 75%, but it's probably more. I'm just going to say 75% because I'm feeling generous today. Literally, her solution to the problem is pick a better man. Yeah, sure. That girl, any woman could go and say, well, instead of dealing with that 75%, disaster over there. I'm going to try to see if I can find me the 25% of good men. Problem is, you don't know that when you first meet a person. So the best, safest thing for any woman to do is say all men, because I don't know. And you're not even worth the time and effort that it takes to get to truly know you. You could be pretending you're a good guy, but really you're in the 75% perverted, predator, POS category. And I just don't have the time, energy, or care to find out whether you're being a bad actor or you're being a fake ass mofo or you blah, 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 blah. That's why 4B is the best, safest solution, because with 4B, you don't date, you don't have sex, you don't get married, and you don't have kids, which means you do not bring more humans into this problematic issue of existence. You do not contribute to the suffering of humans. Okay? And that 4B goes for both men and women. It's not just for women. It is okay for men to not have sex. Please normalize no sex. I talked about it last couple of weeks. There's a whole live video about it. And I explained why normalizing no sex is the safest, cleanest, most organic, most natural thing. Because men have, of course, perverted sex. You give a man a flower and that flower will die. You give a woman a flower, that flower will flourish. You tell me which is the better gender. Who is the caring, loving, kind, just gender? Women, 75%. So if you don't want to acknowledge any of this, that is your choice, decision, prerogative, and good luck to you living under the rug. Okay, any questions, any comments? I'm getting tired. I don't even want to look at her face no more. Like, I'm done. Hey, girl, hey. Okay, yeah, it's going into 30 minutes. Cool. Thank you for listening. I know that it's hard to swallow a lot of the things that I say, but if I don't say it, who the hell will? Because women have been living under rocks thrown in by men for too long. It's time to step out the rocks and shine a light onto reality and stop pretending like everything is okay, because everything is messed up for all women all over the world every day, all day. It's a disaster. It's every woman on this planet is in danger every day, all ages. Women are in danger, and you pretending like it's not all men is hurting the cause of protecting women and females of all ages. Protecting them should be your number one priority. Not getting male attention, not making side money, not, all those things. I mean, sure, money is important, but shouldn't be your only thing unless it's the only thing that's going to keep you safe. But that's a whole nother conversation about putting money in front of feminism. Come on. No, if you don't have to, don't. I don't recommend it. You have to keep feminism as the heart of your focus, the heart. That's a heart thing. That's not a money grab. Anyway, let's see what she says.
The ones that they're complaining about, because good men don't feel entitled to another person's body.
Yes, they do.
It's not your job as a woman to make household chores more fun for men or to incentivize him to do the things he's supposed to be doing.
Indeed.
Men don't even want to do chores. They think that's women's work. Come on. They feel like they're beneath housework, yet they throw women to do it. And remember that even if a single man, didn't have kids or didn't have a wife, he would still have to make money somehow to have a roof over his head. So he does not deserve a trophy if he's paying for his wife's and his kids' lifestyle. He does not deserve a trophy because he'd be working and having money regardless. So
however, words like thank you go a long way.
Who is incentivizing you? Who is writing your chore chart? A man will say, I'm a visual creature. That's why I was staring at her butt. And then he'll say, I didn't notice the dishes needed to be done. You should have told me.
I'm absolutely convinced.
Yeah,
that
he's
somebody's
too
gonna-
busy looking at women's bodies than he is worrying about the dishes being clean because he figures it's the woman's job anyway. And remember, no man, 75% plus, no man wants to stay with the same woman over and over for years and years. That's why men are always trading in old ladies for young ladies. That's just the way they work. Because not only is it because of the age or the looks or anything like that, it has to do with the fact that older women have wisdom that younger women are vulnerable that don't know yet. So men like to take advantage of the mentality and vulnerability of younger women. It has nothing to do with even the outside looks. It has to do with the mentality and the wisdom that men are 75% of men are very intimidated by smart women, very intimidated by loud women or well, I'd say loud, but women that use their voice, things like that. So
They're getting all of their men from the same place, the bottom of the barrel.
Sometimes men will say, I just want to be appreciated, but what they really mean is,
yeah, that is the bottom of the barrel. 75% of men are the bottom of the barrel. So you're safest going the 4B route.
By 2030, 45%
hold
of
on.
women aged 25 to
Going the 4B route and not wasting your time on men. The most accomplished women in the world are not married. Look it up. You don't like my stats? Look them up. The most accomplished women in the world, not married, not tied down, because they're not split and they're just able to focus on their own women things. Men are a distraction. And not only that, but men pull you down while women lift men up. It's not fair. So again, I will say extreme problems require extreme solutions. Okay? All right. Have a great day. Have a great night. Thank you for listening. I am out. Oh, wait, before I go, remember to check out woman-founded Severista Cafe and woman-founded Tussle fighting gear for women. Thank you.